Welcome to another edition of Bob's Songbook and Senior Moments. Okay, my guest today is the chief, the head honcho of BevCam. Welcome, Rob Chapman.
Thank you, Bob. How are you?
It's been a while.
It has. I was trying to remember the last time you had me on, if it was a year or 2 years ago.
I don't know, it gets more than 6 months. I can't remember.
I know.
So we got a couple of jokes. Why don't you, I'll tell mine first, because I think yours is better. So, did you hear, there's all these mergers and all these problems like with Market Basket. Well, anyway, Stop and Shop and A&P are going to merge, and they're going to call it Stop and P. Rob, what's yours?
What was the joke? Why did the lifeguard refuse to save the hippie?
Why?
Because he was too far out, man.
Whoa. All right. Whether you like them or you don't, those are the jokes. All right, Rob, this is going to be the easiest program for me because all I want to know is what's happened since you've come on board. When did you come on board and what has happened?
Well, I started in 2022.
That's been that long.
Yeah, it's been over 3 years now. So I think the biggest thing we did was to
When's your contract coming up?
I think it's an at-will, until, as long as I keep doing a good job, they'll keep me on.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't remember.
That's a good contract in a way.
Yeah. So the biggest thing was we set up the downtown location.
Absolutely.
That was a big project, and we spent some time there, not this past winter, but the one before, renovating it and getting it up and ready. But it's getting really active now, so we're happy to see people.
You do a lot of educational stuff.
A lot of workshops.
Training
Yeah.
In the audiovisual medium.
We do. We have a pretty robust slate of workshops that we've been trying to get going and stuff like that. So it'll focus on photography or videography or even just how to do good social media and stuff like that. So if you go to our website, there's a link right there as to what the workshops are. We've been trying to do some drop-in hours where people who might have questions can just hop in and ask. So if you have, I think I forget the schedule, but I think Thursdays is like premier questions. Then there's a digital literacy one, so if you're just having trouble with your computer or something like that.
But you also do programs like what we're doing.
We do. We have a whole smaller studios down there. We call it the podcast studio. It's right in the front of the window on Cabot Street. We're doing. People have been interested in doing the podcast, which is basically a talk show. They sit and talk.
I've been seeing a lot of new faces on BevCam. I think that's a good thing.
It is.
Oh, not that they should kick me off, but
We're not kicking you off, Bob.
no. Thank you.
No, it's getting quite popular to the point where I was talking with Amanda, who works with me down there, about how do we manage all these programs and stuff like that. So it's not a bad thing, that we're working and complain. We're not trying to complain about the amount of people, but we're just trying to work out the logistics of how do we do it if somebody's taping a podcast and somebody comes in and has a question or wants to pick up some equipment or something like that.
So, audience, why don't you stop in and say hello, and maybe they got something for you. Maybe we'll see you on BevCam.
We've been, we redid the membership listing, so now you can become a member of BevCam. Individuals, it's $49 a year. For youth or for seniors, it's $24. And now we have this new thing, which is a recurring membership. So if you're somebody who doesn't use the facilities or the resources to produce stuff, but you support the mission, you support the work that BevCam's doing, you can be a supporting member at $10 a month. So that's on the new website. We've been working on a new website, which we hope to get up here in the next few weeks and get it up and running and stuff like that. So makes it a little user-friendly. As we mentioned the workshops, we had a good one last night. Amanda does a podcasting workshop that she does. It's mostly Wednesday evenings as our workshop night. We have expanded hours. We're open until 8 o'clock at night. We even do Saturday and Sunday hours from noon until 8. So we've got a part-time crew that's down there. They're really great. They can answer your questions. They can help you with the podcast. We have 2 private edit suites down there.
And the hours here are basically 9 to 5?
Now we're doing by appointment. because Chris and Michelle are often out doing sports or something like that, it's not really street. It's kind of lined up with the school, so they're here from 9 to 5, and if they're not here till the evenings. In general, but for the high school,
you can always leave a message.
Yeah, just leave a message saying I'd like to use the big studio or use the edit station down there for some reason or something like that. So you can make an appointment. And
Then you also work with the kids and the instructors in the arts.
Absolutely. That's one of the benefits of being at the high school.
Right.
Is that we have the kids are having accessibility here. So if they working with their class on media or journalism or anything like that, they can come use the facilities to create content. So I know Michelle works pretty directly with the teacher there at the media center or the media club. So it's a lot of good stuff going on at BevCam. So we hope to keep it up, and people are interested and engaged. Of course, we're still doing the same old stuff where we're doing the city council meetings, the school meetings, and of course it's sports season right now.
There's always Kim.
There's always Kim. He's sitting there running the city council meetings down there. So
He actually thinks he runs the city, but he's just,
I'm pretty sure he does.
he knows everybody.
He does. Yeah.
I'm trying to get him on the program.
You won't come on?
No, I don't believe it.
A little camera shy or something like that?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
He's not a shy guy.
No.
I'll keep bugging him. It took me about a year and a half to get Mayor Scanlon on, and then it took me another year and a half to get him to sing a song. Speaking about that, you're gonna do a few numbers for us.
Yeah, you said.
Whenever you're finished promoting BevCam, we can get to the music. I told you this would be an easy program for me.
One of the things that we've been working on is strategic planning. I don't know if people know that our funding is based on cable subscribers. So we get a certain percentage of the cable subscribers. So if you look at your cable bill, you'll see a set amount of money that's for maybe a public access fee or something like that. That's the money that goes to BevCam. And it's the ability for the franchising authority, which is the city of Beverly, to require support for this for franchise at the 5%. And the city of Beverly is very supportive of BevCam and what it does in its mission. So all that money goes right to BevCam. But as you may know, more and more people are cutting the cord and not using cable as much. They watch the streaming services. They watch the Hulu or the Netflix or the Disney Plus channel or something like that.
Oh, they're on their cell phone.
Which doesn't support BevCam.
We are turning into half robots and half humans. I'll be leaving the earth just in time that I don't have to deal with that.
Well, I had an accident earlier this summer where I fell off a ladder.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
When you brought a robot, I'm like, I've seen the screws that are in my foot, and I'll show you the picture later, Bob, but it's pretty disturbing. I got like four 4-inch screws in there I'm like, are those going to live with me for the rest of my life? And they're like, yeah, it's holding your heel together. And I've got actually 3 in my elbow now, so I've got my first hardware. I haven't got the computer chip in there yet, but my first hardware's in there.
I got 2 knee replacements.
Yeah.
And they've worked out beautifully. Dr. O'Flynn is a miracle worker. I have not had one problem with either of my knees, and this one's running on getting close to 10 years.
It's pretty amazing stuff. I thought about it as I did that fall, and I was like, if it had been a couple hundred years ago, what would have happened?
You would have been in deep doo-doo.
Would have been a cripple for the rest of my life.
You would have been in a chair.
Yeah.
Not the kind you want, like that.
But they got great doctors here in Massachusetts, and I was able to reconstruct my heel and get me up and walking again. So, pretty pleased with the fact that.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Is BevCam obligated to be balanced between liberal and conservatism?
So.
This is a serious question.
Absolutely. Since BevCam is open to everybody, it's already non-discriminatory. So, anybody can come use BevCam's facilities if they are a member of BevCam.
We really only have one conservative producer, I believe, and that's Elliot.
Yep.
because George is more neutral. I'm more neutral. But why does BevCam have Tom Hockman on and Amy Goodman every day?
So we try to, not all, we don't have all the programming from BevCam. We'd love to have.
Because there's no national conservatives on, to my knowledge.
Yeah, if you have one that you want to make a request, if you got somebody that we can get a feed, we can, we pull from Free Speech TV. Which,
I'm for balance.
Yeah.
I'm a Kirk guy. Dialogue is where it's at. Okay. A lot of good comes out of dialogue, and but anyway, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, but as I said, we are open to everybody and all voices. We want to lift local voices. I mean, our focus is on local. We do have to fill out the channels. We do have 3-4 channels that are 24/7. So
Right.
Michelle will pull from other places to be able to fill the
It
time.
wasn't always 4 channels.
No, we just got our first high definition channel. That's probably about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. Yeah.
But it's state-of-the-art equipment, too.
Well, that's the funny thing is it took a long time to get that channel, but the equipment has been HD for 15, 20 years. You can't buy standard definition cameras anymore. You have to buy, everything's HD, and they're even getting up into 4K, which is super high definition. When we got the HD channel, I started thinking, it was like, does it really make a difference? But when you're looking at PowerPoint presentations from the city council or something like that, and they got all the fine detail in there, that HD really gives you the ability to sort of read that. Whereas in standard definition, it would look fuzzy. You couldn't read some of the fine print or the smaller print and stuff like that. So it's just the industry standard now. So I'm glad that we were able to negotiate at least the one. We'd love to see all of the channels in HD, but we do have the one HD channel. So we'll put city council's meetings on there. We'll put, if there's a football game in there or something like that, that's everybody wants to see in HD, we'll put it on there. But, I know Michelle tries to be fair and balanced as she can with all the content. So if you have any suggestions, something coming from
she does a fabulous job. I mean, I don't know how and it's like a jigsaw puzzle. I mean, a big one, and she's moving everything around, this, that, whatever, and sometimes I have requests, and she's always accommodating.
Yeah. And we're hoping the new website will be easier to find the content. We're looking at, I know Michelle's been doing a lot of work on the YouTube pages that we do, the channels that we do, and that'll translate onto the new website. So you can just go to the bevcam.org, and there'll be a place for you to find all of the content, all the local content. We wouldn't be playing stuff that's not produced by BevCam members.
Anything else before you start stringing it?
Are you sure you want me to play?
Of course. We're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with the guitarist.
All right, thanks, Bob.
This is a song written by a folk singer by the name of Robert Zimmerman, and we all know that that's Bob Dylan, right?
Do you know he switched to acoustic guitar, and a lot of people went crazy.
Yeah, it was at the Newport Folk Festival in 1966 or something like that.
Yeah, they resisted that for a while, but he kept on playing it, and eventually they came around.
Yeah, he's the one who makes his own rules, I guess. This is a song called Buckets of Rain. Buckets of rain, buckets of tears, got all them buckets coming out of my ears. Buckets of moonbeams in my hand. You got all the love, honey baby, I can stand. I've been meek and hard like an oak. I've seen pretty people disappear like smoke. Friends will arrive friends will disappear. If you want me, honey baby, I'll be here. I like your smile and your fingertips. I like the way that you move your lips. I like the cool way you look at me. Everything about you is bringing me misery. Little red wagon, little red bike. I ain't no monkey, but I know what I like. I like the way you love me, strong and slow. I'm taking you with me, honey baby, when I go. Life is sad, life is a bust. All you can do is to do what you must. You do what you must do, and you do it well. I'll do it for you, honey baby, can't you tell? Buckets of rain, buckets of tears. Got all them buckets coming out of my ears. Buckets of moonbeams in my hand. I've got all the love, honey baby, you can stand.
The next one I'll do for you is a song by a band called the Jayhawks. I think they even recently played down at the Cabot. So this is one called Dead End Angel.
Go to sleep, my dead-end angel. Say good night, dear precious one. For I know you're empty-handed, and all the police carry guns. Whisper to me in the morning, and I'll kiss your blues away. For I know your body's aching, and the lynch mob's on its way. Just to hear your footsteps climbing up those stairs. Just to live one single day without a single care. Go to sleep, my dead-end angel. Say good night, dear precious one. For I know you're empty-handed, and all the police carry guns. Just to hear your footsteps climbing up those stairs. Just to live one single day without a single care. Go to sleep, my dead-end angel. Say goodnight, dear precious one, for I know you're empty-handed, and all the police carry guns, and all the police carry guns. And then we could finish it up with one of my favorite musicians, a man by the name of John Prine, who we unfortunately lost to COVID in 2020. But he's a well-known folk singer, writer for many years. I think he started back in the early 70s, late 60s. This is one of his early ones. This is called Dear Abby. Dear Abby, dear Abby, my feet are too long, my hair's falling out and my rights are all wrong. My friends, they all tell me I've no friends at all. Won't you write me a letter? Won't you give me a call? Signed, Bewildered. Bewildered, bewildered, you have no complaints. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, my fountain pen leaks. My wife hollers at me and my kids are all freaks. Every side I get up on is the wrong side of bed. If it weren't so expensive, I'd wish I were dead. Signed, Unhappy. Unhappy, unhappy, you have no complaints. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Dear Abby, you won't believe this, but my stomach makes noises whenever I kiss. My girlfriend, she tells me it's all in my head, but my stomach, it tells me to write you instead. Signed, Noisemaker. Noisemaker, noisemaker, you have no complaints. You are what you are and you ain't what you ain't. So listen up, Buster, and listen up good. Stop wishing for bad luck and knocking on wood. Signed, Dear Abby.
Well, outstanding. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob.
So that does it for another edition of Combination of My Programs. This is Bob Butterworth signing off for, I guess, BevCam. Have a great day, and let's all be kind to each other.